Hello, humans. Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve. And I'm finally playing it again. Yay. I am playing Lair of Darkness, but I've took a whole different new direction for it because something I noticed about how I was playing a very super turbo Lilith version, but Lilith isn't that searchable. Even with all the cards that can get to her, there are still plenty of hands where you just don't see her. So I had a problem with that. And in general, like, it was a trap deck that was both worse than Altergeist and Guru Control. And it was just substantially worse than both of those. So I was like, what's the benefit of even, like, playing this deck if I can't even, like, utilize much of anything? So what I decided to do is I would just take a whole different direction. I'd start from scratch and I'd try something else. And what I decided to do instead is go back to the viruses. Eradicator went back to 3. So I wanted to try that. And I just started playtesting and I added the dangers, obviously. The reason I added the dangers is I was like, I need some draw power. I'm really sick of just bricking on every other hand. So I added some draw power, and then, like, as I started testing, I noticed, hey, this isn't that bad. The issue was I was wanting to see Diabolos more. So I came up with, I didn't really come up with it, but I got the idea from Thunder Dragons of playing Melody into Chaos Dragon Levianair and Darkest Diablos. So what I would do is Melody, toss a danger, search Diablos, search Levianair, and then, like, I can get 2 cards out of my opponent's hand and then, like, set viruses. That was the whole point of this deck. And I started playtesting it at this version, and I'm not gonna lie, I was having a huge lose streak like this last week on just in general playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I wasn't doing very well. I was very uninspired about this game. And then I started playing this deck. And, like, my win rate went through the roof. Like, I was winning almost every game I was playing. It's really enjoyable. And you can just steal games super easy with this deck. So, yeah, let's get into it. 2 Darkest Diablos, you can search it so you don't need 3. Like, you have not only a Rima to search it, but you have Melody to search it. So there's no reason to play 3. And you only need 2 to loop anyway. Even with Called by the Grave, you only need 2 to loop, and you only need 1 to win. So it doesn't matter. And then Levianair, is it funny enough, there are no lights in the main deck. And the extra deck has no lights that are easy to access. So you're only getting its dark effect. But that's really good turn 1 and usually any turn after. But since it's a dark with 0 defense, you can recycle it with a card in here. Arima, 0 defense. Not only does it search Diablos, but it searches 7 of these dangers, which is really nice. Yeah, it's just really cool that you can just search all these with Arima. And then Trip Lilith, it's still one of the best cards with Lair, but there's no focusing on traps anymore. It's all about just, like, hitting your opponent's hand down to 1 or 0 on their turn, and Lilith's going to get you to those viruses. For the dangers, we got Triple Nessie, Triple Jackalope. The best dangers. You can search both of them with Arima, so they really are just, like, the best in here. And then 1 Snake, it has 0 defense. And it is, like, the 3rd best, but it doesn't really do much of anything. It's only a dark body. It doesn't go with any viruses. It's an awkward level. You only just want to have it to either link it away or tribute it. There's not much else you can do with it. But it's strong enough that you want to play it. Then 1 Thunderbird. This one is a big danger that you can search with Arima. So you have an Eradicator target that you can search with Arima. That's why I played this. Then Bigfoot, 0 defense, and another Eradicator target. So that's really good. And then 1 Dark Grepher, 1 Armageddonite. You can't play anymore, so. And Steam the Cloak. So in the combo where you get 2 cards out of your opponent's hand, you do usually need a Tributor to do that. But any of the Dark Warriors, either of them, allows you to do it because Steam the Cloak's in your deck. So, yeah, Steam the Cloak, pretty nice. And then one Destrudo. This is probably the, like, least useful card in here. There's not a lot you can actually do with it. It's not a virus target for any virus in the main deck. It makes synchros, but I'm not playing Yazi or Marimar because Marimar is a brick. I have no way to get it back in the deck. Even with Saryuja, but I can only make Saryuja if I played Marimar, so it's like, it's a really bad brick. I don't want to play multiple Destrudos because there's not actually that many monsters in here that let you summon Destrudo from hand. A lot of the summons you're giving are like level 7 or level 8, and you can't really Destrudo with that. So I'm only playing one. I could probably cut it for either another Danger or another I don't know, just something. But Destrudo is a nice option sometimes. And plus, you kind of need some to send with the Dark Warriors anyways, if you already have access to Steam the Cloak. For spells, triple Allure, triple Melody, 2 Lair Darkness, you only need 2. You can search it with Arima, and you already have quite a bit of draw power. 2 Reoccurring Nightmare. You can recycle this, all of these, this, and this. So it has 9 targets to recycle, and it's just literally a +1. This is like, this card's insane. I actually really like it in here. It's pretty crazy. This is probably one of the first decks I've ever played that can utilize this card. It's really cool. Foolish Burial Descend. I think this should probably be Reborn, but not quite sure because it is really important to get a Tributor for the combo, and Steam the Cloak is a Tributor. And Rhoda to get the Dark Warriors, so you have access to 9 Tributors, and I guess 10 if you have a body. Then for the traps, triple Eradicator and triple Deck Devastation. So this was Full Force Virus, because you have access to more Full Force. It's easier to access Full Force than it is Deck Devi because these 6. But Full Force literally doesn't interact with Link monsters at all. If they have a Link monster, you can't tribute it for Lair. If they make Link monsters, they're not even affected. So it's like Full Force literally has no interaction with an established board. It also, like, it is a little better than this, but it, like, there's also certain decks where Full Force literally just doesn't interact. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'll just move it to the side deck when I know I'm going first, because that means they haven't established yet, and then you can just blow, like, Thunder Dragons or Dangers out with a Full Force Virus. But yeah, Deck Devi. It's still pretty good. It hits hand traps and weenie monsters you usually use to Link Climb. And for the extra deck Brionac, for Destrudo, I lost his name for a second. Squire Saga, because I'm not playing Yazi, I'm playing this instead. And this one's actually really cool. So if you don't have Lair up, you can use it if you have Lair, but it's not optimal. If you don't have Lair, you can banish it. And if you do, it's a fire, so you get to non-targeting destroy one of their back row. It's a synchro, so you can non-targeting destroy one of their monsters. And then because it's a fire, because it's a zombie, the rest of your field gets boosted by 300 attack. So that's really cool. It's a non-targeting Yazi, but it doesn't summon Marimar. But because I'm not playing Marimar, I'll just play this instead. And then Dawn Dragster, just as a defensive synchro play with Destrudo. Zombie Stein, I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with this. If you have no access to Virus, but you did the 2-card hand manipulation, then you'll usually make this. You usually don't want to use Diablos to make this, but you do have 2 level 8 Dangers, so you can usually make this. 2 Link Spiders because you're playing Lair of Darkness, and then 1 Link Revo for Steam the Cloak token. 1 Wee Witch, Nightmare Phoenix, Cerberus because you're playing Lair of Darkness, Unicorn, Griffin to recycle viruses, or just like reoccurring nightmare, anything really. This card's really cool. Ningirsu For like, there are a few situations where you make Wee Witch and Link Krubo, and that's really good in those situations. Boral Sword and Boral Load. So yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my duel records. I can't remember how well I... Yeah, that seems about right. I did pretty well with this deck. So I'm just going to get a random replay, and we're going to watch it, because it'll be a perfect example of how I was playing this deck. So Melody discarding Jackalope is just so strong. And I drew 2 viruses. Like, so... There we go. Diablos' Summit. I put a card back. I hit another card out of their hand. And now I have 2 viruses. So I'm going to erad this. He has no spells, but he does have a bunch of stuff. And then I draw that. Just like... another thing about drawing 2 viruses in those situations is... the first virus always tributes Diablos, and the second virus always tributes the Chaos Dragon, because when the second virus tributes Chaos Dragon, you summon Diablos back, but he's out of the game at this point, and you'll see why. Diablos tribute it, and he's on top decking against viruses, which does that, and yeah, it's pretty much over at this point. Yep, and there's OT. There's the rest of the game. So yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Dinnerflex will take your soul.